Sometimes I just sit and think about how small we really are. When you look at the universe, billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, and who knows how many planets, it's kind of overwhelming. Here we are, just one species on this little blue dot, wondering if anyone else is out there, maybe listening, maybe not. There was a time when we thought everything revolved around us. But, well, we learned we're just orbiting an ordinary star in a pretty quiet part of the Milky Way. It's humbling, honestly. Our place in the universe got smaller, but I think our curiosity just got bigger. The universe is really old, older than I can really wrap my head around. The same physics that made us, made everything else out there, every star, every planet. So if life happened here, it seems like it could happen somewhere else too, right? The stuff we're made of is everywhere. With all those planets, you'd think life would be, well, kind of common. Maybe it's swimming in alien oceans or living in ways we can't even picture. But when we try to listen, when we reach out with our technology and hope, it's just quiet. That silence is kind of unsettling. We keep scanning the sky, looking for any sign, just a blip, a pattern, anything. Our radio telescopes sweep across space, computers sort through all the noise, and astronomers wait. But so far, nothing. The universe just stays silent. That silence, where we expected to find something, is what's called the Fermi Paradox. It's this big question at the heart of everything. In a universe so old and so huge, why does it feel so empty? Why don't we hear anything? It's a contradiction that I guess makes me feel pretty small sometimes. In a universe with so many possibilities, why does it seem like we're alone? Maybe we're missing something, or maybe there really isn't anyone else out there. The more we listen, the more the question sticks with me. It's like a quiet whisper that never really goes away. Sometimes, late at night, I wonder if someone else is out there listening too, wondering the same thing. I guess that's what keeps us searching. When I look up at the night sky, I can't help but wonder. Our galaxy alone has hundreds of billions of stars, and probably even more planets than that. It's almost overwhelming to think about. Sure, a lot of those worlds are probably pretty hostile, but with numbers like that, there have to be billions that could be just right for life. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? And then some of these stars, they're billions of years older than our sun. That's a lot of time for life to get started, or even for entire civilizations to rise up and maybe spread out. Even if a civilization moved really slowly, they could still cross the galaxy in a fraction of its lifetime. That's wild to think about. So if advanced life is out there, you'd think we'd notice something, right? Some kind of sign, maybe even something huge. We should be picking up signals or spotting their technology, or at least seeing some kind of trace, but we don't. Not a thing. For all its promise, the universe just stays silent, and honestly, that's kind of surprising. It's strange. When you look out at the universe, it just feels so big, so old, and there's so much out there that could make life possible. With all those stars and planets, you'd think someone else would have left a trace, something. But after all these years, listening, searching for signals or signs of technology, there's just nothing. The quiet is almost total. It really makes you wonder why. Maybe life is just rare. Maybe we're the only ones who made it this far. Or maybe there are others, but for some reason they're silent. Or maybe they just can't reach out. The Fermi Paradox isn't just a puzzle. It's something that makes you stop and think about our place in all this. Maybe the silence means we're alone, or maybe it's something else. Honestly, I'm not sure which idea is more incredible or more unsettling. The dark forest hypothesis offers one possible perspective, suggesting that the universe might be quiet because there are risks in being noticed. It invites us to imagine civilizations as cautious travelers in a dark forest, each uncertain about the intentions of others. In this scenario, revealing your presence could carry real risks. So perhaps the safest approach is to remain quiet, to listen, and to avoid drawing attention. Civilizations that reach out might risk attracting unwanted attention. The silence we observe could be the result of many choosing caution over contact. It's possible that our own efforts to communicate are more significant than we realize, perhaps even risky. From this angle, the cosmos may not be empty, but quietly inhabited by those who prefer to remain unseen. The quiet, then, might not signal absence, just a careful collective choice to stay hidden. There's this idea some people talk about, the great filter. It's supposed to be this almost impossible hurdle somewhere along the way, from simple life to a civilization that can reach the stars. I'm not sure where it is or even if it's real, but it's hard not to wonder. Maybe, just maybe, the toughest part is already behind us, and we're among the lucky few who made it this far. Or it could be that we're facing the filter right now, trying to figure out how to survive our own inventions and choices. Sometimes I wonder if the scariest possibility is that the filter is still ahead of us, something that always seems to stop civilizations before they really get going. Maybe that's why it's so quiet out there. Maybe it's just the echo of all those who didn't make it. I can't help but ask, are we really special, or are we just waiting for our turn? Maybe the empty sky isn't a promise at all. Maybe it's a quiet warning. I guess in the end it all depends on where that filter really is, if it's even there at all. The universe doesn't really give us any clear answers. Maybe this silence out there isn't about violence at all. What if it's just biology? Intelligence, real thinking minds might be incredibly rare. Most life could just be simple, content to thrive quietly, never needing more. Think about dinosaurs. They ruled Earth for millions of years, but never built a single machine. If a planet is too stable, life never has to change. But if it's too chaotic, well, life might never get the chance. So maybe, just maybe, the window for intelligent life is almost impossibly small. Imagine a galaxy full of vibrant worlds, lush, alive, but none of them ever looking up, never wondering what's out there. Maybe we're just a cosmic accident, a rare spark in a universe that prefers things simple. So perhaps the silence is just life, quietly content to remain unseen. Sometimes I wonder, what if the zoo hypothesis is true? Maybe we're being watched, kept apart by civilizations far ahead of us. They might be out there, just quietly observing as we grow, choosing not to step in. Maybe we're like an experiment or a story unfolding, kept apart for reasons we can't quite know. The silence. It could be on purpose. Like there's a wall we just can't see. Maybe we're not really alone. Just set aside like animals in a vast preserve. All the things we do, our proudest moments. Maybe they're just notes in someone else's logbook. Sometimes I think maybe our freedom isn't quite what it seems. The universe could be alive with activity, but we're left in the shadows. Maybe the silence we hear is just the careful footsteps of those watching over us. Sometimes when I step outside at night and look up, I can't help but feel a mix of awe and, honestly, a little loneliness. The sky just goes on forever, filled with stars, each one a sun, maybe with its own planets and stories. But what really gets me is the quiet. There's this deep, almost overwhelming silence between those stars. It's peaceful, but it also makes me wonder if we're truly alone out here. If we really are rare, if we're the only ones out here, then that's a huge responsibility. We're the only ones who get to see all this, to tell the universe's story. That thought is both humbling and, in a strange way, inspiring. It means what we do, how we treat each other, and whether we keep going. It all matters so much more than we might think. When I see Earth from space, even just in photos, all our arguments and borders seem so small. The planet looks so fragile, just a thin blue line against the darkness. It really puts things in perspective, how connected and vulnerable we all are. If we're truly alone, then keeping our spark alive, our awareness, our curiosity, might be the most important thing in the universe. It's up to us to make sure that light doesn't go out. The Fermi Paradox, to me, feels like a kind of challenge. It's not just about asking where everyone else is. It's about asking if we're ready to take care of ourselves and maybe, one day, join whatever's out there. Are we wise enough? Can we stick together when it counts? I sometimes wonder, are we really ready for a future among the stars? I think it comes down to how we treat each other and how we care for this planet. Our journey outward, if it ever happens, starts with the choices we make right here, right now. Maybe the silence is a kind of test, not from aliens, but from the universe itself. It's like the universe is waiting to see if we can grow, learn, and reach beyond what we are. The quiet gives us space to listen, to think, and to dream about what's possible. If we want to survive, we have to work together. We need to take care of our planet and learn to manage our impulses. Our future, maybe even our chance to reach the stars, depends on our ability to cooperate and protect this home we share. Sometimes I wonder if no one has made it past this point before us. Maybe there have been others, but their worlds are quiet now, just empty places under the same stars, their stories lost. Or maybe, just maybe, we're about to be the first. Our story isn't finished yet. The next chapter is up to us, and if we reach for it together, who knows what we might become. In the end, the silence is like a blank canvas. What we choose to put on it, hope, wisdom, unity, could echo out there for ages. And honestly, that's a future I'd love to see. As we send our signals into the quiet dark, we're reminded that searching for connection, like reaching out with a message in a bottle, is a deeply human act. Maybe, in listening and hoping, we discover what truly matters to us all.